Welcome back to my channel. This is Rose from Ohana Abode, and this time we are talking about 2018. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rose from Ohana Abode, and at this time, this is the summary of 2018. 2018 was the saddest year recorded in my life. That was the year that I lost my mom from an illness battle. Mom knows everything. You don't have to tell her a thing. She felt what's going on, what I was facing, and she didn't say anything. She kept her silence. Like I always say, I haven't recuperated from the first, and here comes the second. Just a little overview. Finding a job in 2018 was excruciating hard. There was a time that when I was looking for a job in 2018, it was very hard. I talked to every people that I met online when I saw my stuff, and I tried to ask them if they have any vacancies or whatnot. It was very hard because not I would say some of them are not really helping, but of course they just met me online. How would they trust me, right? So I understand that, but I'm still being optimistic and asking around if they have any jobs available. It was tremendously hard. It was very, very hard. So being a stay-at-home mom was very hard, especially when you have 2 young kids and you were pregnant. It was awfully very devastating. But as a mom, I have to be positive. I have to be strong for my kids and my family. Then I had to go to different doctors for me and my kids. It was very exhausting days for real because I was doing it by myself and the kids because my husband was busy at work. So being a stay-at-home mom while pregnant with 2 kids or 2 students and catering the whole family was very hard. So after those errands from the doctors and some appointments, I still had to go home to cook dinner, prepare the dinner, prepare the kids, bathe them, clean the house, wash the clothes, fold the clothes, and God knows how hard I tried to be on top of everything and cater for my family. But I'm still human, and it was really hard for me. And the only time that I have a me time was to cry out in silence. Since my mom was diagnosed with an incurable disease since October 2017, I and my siblings were taking turns to take care of my mom. And it was not easy. I had the opportunity to take care of my mom every Fridays because on the weekdays, it's either I'm busy with the school activities or I'm busy with the doctor appointments of me and my kids. So the schedule was like, after I drop off my boys to school, I stayed in my mom's house to take care of her, and then after they finish school, I have to pick them up and take them to my mom's house until dinner. Or sometimes I have to drop them off to the house to their dad, and I stayed with my mom and with my baby girl to take care of her. I miss my mom. I should have listened to her. Now I feel broken inside out. And there are times that I still cry. I still miss her. So I thank God for always being there with me at all times, especially when I needed Him most. I'm very thankful to you, God. Enough the drama, and here comes the summary of 2018. On January 1st, the kids and I had our first family picture. It was sad because my husband was not able to take a picture with us because he was working. On January 24, I received a gift from my husband for the very first time after years, and he had given me a bouquet and a branded coat. I really looked good in that coat, and I'm truly thankful for my husband's gift. Thank you, Habibi. On March 24, I took my kids, my niece, and my nephews to the Brewster's Ice Cream Pajama Day. They had fun and they were full. On March 30, it was the day that I lost my mom. I didn't want that to come. It was the day that I was supposed to take care of her, but I wasn't there because me and my family were in North Carolina visiting my husband's friend. It was hard, it was devastating not to be there when she finally rested. It was very hard. Oh, I felt so hurt, very hurtful, very hurt. On March 31st, despite of heavy heart, my kids and I attended the memorial night on that night. My husband wasn't able to come because he was working. In the beginning of April, we got our very first travel van, a gift for my husband, like he said. I know my husband felt the sadness inside me and trying to comfort me by going to different places or traveling in different places. So on April 21, when my husband's friend came to visit us, we went to Virginia Beach for the first time on that year. On April 28, we went back to Virginia Beach with my siblings, nieces, and nephews for the second time. And at this time, my husband was not able to join us because he stayed in the travel van because of the parking lot issues. On April 30, my husband's friends visited us, so we went to Jollibee on that day. We had fun, tummy's full, and it was a big day for my husband. On May 2nd, our eldest son turned 9, and he loved the gift that we gave it to him, a globe. So, well, that night, we went out to dinner. On May 11 to 12, we had our first log house camping. Yes, we're not doing a tent, we're not doing the van. We had a log house experience on this date. It was wonderful. And also, I received a gift from my husband, a Kate Spade bag. Our very first camping of that year, and it was a log house experience in Harper's Ferry campsite. Despite of all the travels that we had, the sadness was still eating me. So on May 18, I finally posted a video singing for my mom. It was my first video. I was a YouTube member since 2007, but I didn't care much. I didn't put anything in there. I'm just watching the video of someone else's. But at this time, I posted a video on May 18th in my YouTube channel for my mom. But still, the things that I liked before, like singing, dancing, watching, till now, I still not doing them. I would say singing once in a while, but the things that I liked before, I don't normally do. Like I always say, I haven't recuperated from the first, and here comes the second. May 25 to 27, we had our second camping of that year, and also the second camping by the beach. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the name is Assateague, and it spells Assateague. Assateague Beach was very memorable and captivating place to visit because wild horses visiting our campsite. Camping at Assateague Island National Seashore was a very, very wonderful experience. Aztec is a 37-mile long barrier on the Atlantic coast of Maryland and Virginia. And there's a lot of activities that you can do there, like crabbing, fishing, climbing, kayaking, and swimming. On June 9, we went back to the National Air and Space Museum for the second time. This was a museum for all the artifacts of the rockets, missiles, aircrafts that I told you about in 2017. It was still beautiful and very remarkable. On June 15 was the day of our boys graduated from school, so I had to treat them in some way, so we decided to go to the restaurant. I sold some stuff that day, so I was able to treat them. And it was sad because my husband was not able to join us because he was working at that time. On June 15 to 17, it was our third camping of that year. We went to see the air show in Ocean City and camped there for 2 nights. Like I always say, I do not wait for any occasions to give gifts to my loved ones. But at this time, my husband was very busy at work, so I had to keep it until the day that he was with us, which is when we went to Ocean City. So in the campsite, I gave him my... On June 29 to July 8, we had our second road trip, family road trip, and we called it Travel You, because we traveled from East Coast to Canada, then Canada to New York, then went back to Canada and some other places. First bucket checklist that we went was the Legoland Discovery Center in Boston, Massachusetts. Bucket checklist, check. Legoland is fond of creativity, color, and building fun in their playground. They have these featured landmarks made from 1.5 million of Lego bricks mini land attraction. It was remarkable. Then we had our Big Lobster in Portsmouth, Hampshire, but either way, the lobster was big and delicious. So after we had our Big Lobster in New Hampshire, we came to Acadia National Park. That place was gorgeous, especially at night when the sun sets. And I really thought someone would propose. I would say my husband would propose, but he didn't. But it was very gorgeous. I call that my romantic place. Camping in Acadia National Park was very beautiful. They have their own beach also. You can hike, you can trail, you can do everything. But at this time, we didn't have time to do all that, so we just camped there for a night. And when the sun sets, it was gorgeous. I mean, really gorgeous. That's why I call it my romantic place. And it was our fourth camping of that year. So after camping, we went to Canada. We went to Quebec City, Montreal, Ontario, Ottawa, and Niagara Falls. Before I forget, that was beautiful. So I remember the time that my husband was really craving for a hot coffee in the morning. So when we went to Quebec, we saw a Tim Hortons restaurant, so my husband went there by himself and tried to order a coffee. And I was surprised that when he came back, he was empty-handed. He doesn't have any coffee or anything to eat. So I was like, what's going on? And he said, they don't understand what I'm talking about. I asked for the managers, they just don't know what I was asking for. And And I said, why? And he said, we only speak French. So the whole time that he was explaining it to me, I was wondering why you can get anything, if this is a restaurant and all that. He didn't tell me, not until the end of the conversation, that people in Quebec, some people in Quebec, or maybe in that areas that we went to, do not speak English. They're just speaking in French. So with that, because of that happened, I decided to buy a language machine, or I don't know what to call that, but I bought one, and hopefully I can use that in the future. So it will not happen again. So after that incident, or the funny morning in Quebec, my family and I decided to go to Quebec City. There we went to the Parc de la Chute Montmorency. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it was a historical, or a spectacular historical site. And they were right, it was beautiful. It was an 83-meter high waterfalls dominates the landscape. So yes, it was gorgeous. After that park, the Parc de la Chute Montmorency, we went to Montreal City. Montreal City was, I would say I'm not really fond of it, but when the night comes, it was beautiful. It was colorful. It's very lively. So I had fun in there too. And my family had fun also. Canada adventure, bucket checklist, check. After the Montreal night, we went back to New York, because the next day we went to the Osable Chasm. And Osable Chasm, oh, so wonderful. It was really captivating place, and a must see. Bucket checklist, check. Osable Chasm is a Grand Canyon of Adirondacks, or it spells Adirondacks. That place was captivating, very beautiful. If you like hiking, trailing, and you love Grand Canyon, the rivers, no words. I can't say exact words how I feel when I was there, but it was very beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. Osable Chasm, New York, was one of the oldest natural attractions in the United States. It was very remarkable and very captivating to see. So after the Osable Chasm adventure, we went to Vermont to have a short visit. And after the short visit in Vermont, we went back to Canada and we visited the Ontario, Ottawa, and Toronto. And Toronto, you say? Jollibee. So we finally can eat rice after the long travel that we had. So after eating the Jollibee and the rice, we headed to Niagara Falls. And I'll tell you what, Niagara Falls in Canada side has a better view than New York, I think, because in Niagara Falls, Canada side, you could see how deep the falls was, and you could see the beautiful views better than in New York. So I would suggest you go and visit that place and tell me how you feel. Niagara Falls, Canada side, bucket checklist, check. After the visit to Niagara Falls, Canada side, we headed back to USA, and Michigan State welcomed us. From Michigan, we traveled to Chicago, Illinois to have our second 4th of July fireworks in Navy Pier. That place was awesome because they have this open garden and it was gorgeous, and they have a big Ferris wheel also. So if you have not visited that place, please do it. It was beautiful. Bucket checklist, check. We went to Missouri to visit the Gateway Ark National Park. We're top of that ark, and so the bottom from up there, it looks like a Lego bricks that we visited, and they have this small mini land attraction. That's how it looks like, but it was gorgeous. And finally, I got to check my bucket list. Bucket checklist, check. Missouri Gateway Ark National Park, we headed to Kentucky to see the Ark Encounter, or the Noah's Ark. Featured a full-size Noah's Ark, according to the dimensions given in the Bible. The Noah's Ark, spanning 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 51 feet high. So imagine that. It amazes people like me, young and old, by seeing the Noah's Ark and how beautiful that is. Amazing. It's stunningly gorgeous. So if you have not visited that place, I recommend that you visit that, because it was very beautiful, very informative, and it was really a captivating place to see. It is for me. And I thank my husband for bringing us there. It amazes us very, very well. The checklist, check. Encounter, we visited our friends in Tennessee. So we stayed there overnight and loved seeing our friends. They were very beautiful and very nice people. I miss them. It was hard leaving them, but I know for sure that we will meet again. As we headed back home, we stopped by a bit to see the beautiful sceneries that we passed along the way. And also, kids wanted to go do a swimming in the pool, and of course, the pool in our areas are not open yet. Or I would say it will be hard because the next day is school day. So we decided to, while we were traveling, we decided to stay in the hotel and let our kids play in the pool, swim in the pool for a night, and then we head back home. So before heading home, we ended our family road trip to go to the kids' favorite restaurant, Golden Corral. That's their favorite. And then we head back home, for tomorrow was school day for them and a work day for us. During our second family road trip, we normally sleep in the van and or camping. Cowboy style. What can I say? I'm easy. I'm not picky. I'm an easy eater, not materialistic, a very simple girl, honors God in His words. And according to my husband, those are the qualities that he was looking for a lifetime partner. Family road trip was a blast. Very stunning, very beautiful. It was a captivating place and a must-see places to see. Thank you, Habibi, my asawa, for this amazing road trip, and it was really remarkable, and thank you very much for everything you do for the family. On June 16, our second son turned 6 on that day, and we had a celebration for him in Chuck E. Cheese. He had fun. On August 3 to 5, we attended for the very first time again the regional convention in New Jersey. Though my husband mostly stayed in the van, I still appreciate that he let us travel to see the convention, and he came with us. The theme for this convention that we attended was Magpakalakas Loob. On August 12, my baby and I had worn the same outfit. We were going out on that day. On August 24 to 25, we did our 5th camping on that year with our friends. And it was their first time, so they surely had fun. September 4th was the day of the first day of school. The kids were not that excited because they were still overwhelmed on the places that we went on our family second road trip. October 19, that year's was our 12 years wedding anniversary. My husband gave me a vase bouquet and balloons for the first time on that year. And we went to the hotel to celebrate it with our kids. And I had given him the 2 frames that I made from the 5th year wedding anniversary and the 7th year anniversary. And I also include the 10th year wedding anniversary. And of course, I gave him a ring, a sweater, and a machine for his back pain because I worry about his back pain a lot. And I forgot to include the 2017 wedding anniversary that we had. So I'm going to include it in here in 2018, where it should have been 2017 summary. 2017 wedding anniversary that we had was very remarkable because for the very first time, my husband took me out to dinner and we went to a restaurant. We went to the Red Lobster restaurant that we normally go and eat there. He had given me a bouquet, a set of perfumes, a makeup kit bag. So then I gave him a couple shirts for our 11th year's wedding anniversary, our very first couple shirts, and another frame of my love for him, and I made a poem inside of that frame. It should have been our 10th year's wedding anniversary turned to 11 years. There's something came up, so we decided to do it on the 11th years. So he was begging me to create a video and be more active in social media because I don't really care. So he was begging me to create him or made him a videos, and I had it all planned. I was just waiting for our 10th year's wedding anniversary to give it to him. It's everything planned. But then something came up, like I said, and it's not something that we can avoid. So our 10th year's wedding anniversary planned turned to 11th year's wedding anniversary. But it's still worth it. We both had fun, and we both showed our love to one another. The family photo that was taken for our 10 years wedding anniversary were taken by the convention that we went in 2016. And it was weird because when I look back to make another photo for a 12 years wedding anniversary, I noticed that we were wearing the same color, green. I don't know what that means, but it's just really interesting that on the same family picture that we had, we were wearing green color, and also at the back of our picture, Jesus was there with the Samaritan woman. So it was very remarkable to see. It was absolutely interesting. On August 31, kids had their first time trick-or-treating. I had to walk with them. There's no way. Imagine 3 and just my husband and a friend. It's kind of hard to deal because when they run, they go in different places. So they asked me to come with them. So they had fun. They had candies. And on November 17, we attended a circuit assembly, and the theme was Be Strong. On November 25th, it was time again to decorate the Christmas tree. I let them do it. The theme that year was gold because the theme last year in 2017 was silver. On December 8th, I just want to flex my class reunion for the 20th year class reunion with my classmates. They have this beautiful cake, and also they made a beautiful t-shirts. I received mine and I love it. On December 16, Ohana family went to Crayola factory with our friends. The kids had blast and they had fun. On December 17, we went to Hershey factory to see how the chocolates are made, and they received a little snack after that tour. It was a beautiful day. And also that day we went to see for the very first time we went to see the winter lights. It was very colorful, and the designs that they did was beautiful. On December 24, my sister invited us to have dinner in her house, previously owned by my deceased mom. It was a good night, a good time to visit my mom's place, though all the memories of sadness came back to me when I visited. But being with my siblings and my nephews and nieces, with my husband and my family to go and have that dinner, it was fun. I got to see them, and it was just a wonderful feeling. Though I miss my mom every day, but by going to her house, I have these mixed emotions. And there, we had a boodle fight. Awesome, yummy. I'm just so happy that my husband came, because a couple of weeks before mom died, he stopped going to my mom's place. I don't know why, but he just stopped. I still do. I still go to my mom's place no matter what. It's just hard. That's just not with us anymore. I remember my mom said not to wait 5 years and go. Then before she died, she told me to stay still. She told me to have faith, because God never sleeps. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And of course, God hears our prayers. Just like my mom said, God knows me than I know myself. So, I don't want to cry. On December 31, before the end of 2018, we went to visit the Busch Garden Christmas town for the very first time. It was beautiful. It was very colorful, and there's a lot of events going on there, and it's very lively. So all in all, despite of 2018 was a devastating year for me and my family, because I have lost someone very dear to me, which is my mom. It was still a beautiful day because we got to visit different locations. We got to visit beautiful places, and I know my husband knows how I feel. That was the reason why we tried to go out and unwind. And it's still hard for me to lose my mom, I still missed her, and I don't want to cry. So then, though I know my mom is in a safe place now, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more tears, she's really resting at this time, I still miss her. It's very disheartening and depressing to the deepest to lose someone you love. It's harder when you lose someone who is alive. So despite of all the travels we had, I still feel something is missing. Though I was very happy to travel with my family and friends. It was just that. Here are the places that we did for our second family road trip and visited outstanding places that I've never thought I would be able to experience. Thanks to my husband for letting me and our kids to see the beauty of the natures, God's creation. So again, 2018, despite of all their challenges and heartaches, it was still a beautiful, wonderful year because family is still intact and traveled together. That's all, folks, for 2018. The next one that we're going to do is 2019. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do it now. Just click the red button on the right hand corner and the bell, the notification bell. You will see more uploads coming from me. Tata for now.